for footmen carried in a massive silver platter, upon which she sat, showered in rose petals. The applause erupted. Kora, as always, demonstrated remarkable ingenuity. It's safe to say she knew how to hold an audience, making others talk about her, most often with genuine admiration. Emma Elizabeth Crouch inherited her striking looks from her singer mother. Born in Plymouth in the early 19th century, she received her father's surname, a composer and cellist, but her parents were never married. Consequently, Fred Crouch felt no obligations toward the family. For years later, he abandoned them, officially married, but soon left his lawful wife as well. He set off to seek his fortune in America. Lydia Crouch could not support her children with music lessons, so she quickly sought a husband. This allowed Emma Elizabeth to receive an education at a French boarding school. The talented girl absorbed everything she was taught and displayed a gift for singing. Thus, when Emma returned to England, a career in music seemed to be in her future. Moreover, her grandmother, what a fortunate coincidence, had remarried a secretary of the Royal Symphony Orchestra. Emma settled in London in their shared home. But fate had other plans. One day, the 20-year-old Miss Crouch succumbed to the advances of a jeweler. Waking up with a headache in a small hotel, she spotted a £5 note on the bedside table. Emma had never held such money before. She didn't return to her grandmother. She didn't even consider going back to her mother in Plymouth. Instead, she rented a flat in Covent Garden. While working as a seamstress, she sought new avenues for realization and met the owner of the Argyle Rooms. This was a popular establishment where people danced, dined, and then, well, whatever happened next. Emma Elizabeth Crouch sounded long and uninteresting. But Kora Pearl? She hit it off with the owner, and they even traveled to Paris together. It was there that Kora made her definitive decision about her future. From then on, she would do everything herself. She didn't need intermediaries. She even insisted that her companion return to London alone. For 6 years, Kora honed her craft, learning to be both elegant and audacious. She invented a new biography, took singing lessons, and got accustomed to the world of commerce. A pearl must shine. She managed to meet Victor Messina, the Duke of Rivoli, who would become her admirer for a long time. The Duke created a splendid life for Kora Pearl, a fine mansion in Paris, magnificent outfits. He taught her social graces and horseback riding. Kora enjoyed it so much that soon the Duke bought her a horse, and she rode like an Amazon, as people around her said. In the Bois de Boulogne, she galloped with her long hair flowing. Men watched her with admiration. She was particularly gracious toward one of them, Prince Murat. But neither the prince nor the Duke were Kora Pearl's only passions. She hosted lavish soirees in her mansion, where the most famous men of the time flocked like moths to a flame. Kora knew how to entertain. Sometimes she would make an entrance on a grand platter, showered in rose petals. Other times she would dance the can-can on orchids, or glide into the drawing room in a light wrap. Among her admirers were the heir to the Dutch throne, the brother of Emperor Napoleon III, a cousin of the same Bonaparte, and the Duke of Grammont. Of course, the upper society would never accept Kora. Visiting her was one thing, but no respectable lady wanted to see the pearl in her own salon. The only exception could be a masquerade, where everyone was equal. One day, Kora attended such an aristocratic ball, appearing in a costume as Eve. However, Kora never forgot her family. She regularly sent money to her mother and sister, while she herself had amassed a colossal fortune. She owned several houses and had a substantial bank account. Kora's future was secured by her admirers. Alfred Delvaux wrote to her, "All of Paris is talking about you." Everything ended suddenly. An overly ardent admirer, Alexander Duval, who had squandered his fortune on the beauty but received nothing in return, decided to end Kora's life. He came to her armed, but acted clumsily and ended up injuring himself seriously. Society was outraged. This provided a reason to expel Kora from Paris, which was done in no time. Kora moved around a lot, spending even more. Eventually, she managed to return to Paris, but the glamorous days were over. She quietly squandered her fortune until she was left with nothing. Kora Pearl died, having written her autobiography, which was published several times in various languages around the world.